Hey guys, Maddie here from DCLblogger.com. In today's video, I wanted to go through this really cool cyberpunk looking build from CyberMike, who has done a lot of work with Decentraland and other worlds, I believe. This is one of his scenes for the Decentraland contest, and thought I'd just go through it and show what some of the capabilities are in Decentraland, some of the progress being made, and all that kind of stuff. Now, first of all, apologies for the extreme lag. It's literally so smooth, but the moment I start the on-screen recorder for the video that I'm doing right now, it just lags up everything when I run it concurrently with the Explorer, the Decentraland one. So just in advance, if you're seeing a lot of lag, which you probably will, this is not how it is in-game. It's so fluid in-game, moving around. This is literally just because I've got the video recorder running right now. With that being said, it's really good to see a build like this right next to all this low poly stuff of Decentraland, which is appealing to some but very non-appealing to many others. And a lot of people see Decentraland as being a kind of low poly kind of game world, but it's a lot more than that. It's literally how you decide to build things, and a lot of people have gone with this low poly design and builds because there are limitations as to the amount of triangles, or I'm not really much of a developer, so I don't know. I just know about what people talk about, and there's limitations as to how, I guess, intricate you can build things. So a lot of people have gone with this low poly stuff because it allows you to build more stuff, more content. But you can get creative like CyberMike has done over here, and he's kind of optimized the look to still give you a realistic look and still have a lot of content, but still be under the limit to build on your land. And I think the more land that you have, obviously the more the less limitations you have. Like I think this is a 30 land build, so 30 lands gives you a lot of texture and poly and triangle limitations. You can actually build a lot of stuff because of all the openness. Now, this is pretty cool, to be honest. You walk in here, there's a bunch of things. I really like the buildings and the cool things that you can do using the SDK with Decentraland already. And mind you, this is all built and runs on a web browser. So this is not like a client where you can just download, you can just download Steam, you can just download the game and then start playing it, and it already has everything loaded within it. It's not like that. Like every time you enter the world, it has to load everything. And I think that's one of the challenges that Decentraland faces at the moment, because you're loading, like, every time you look in this direction, you're loading like 10 lands, right? Like in this direction, you're loading another 10 lands, another 10 lands, and all this stuff has to load every time you're in the builder. So I think that's why so many optimizations are necessary, and that's why right now in the beta, you just hear a lot of lag and bugs, and that's all that's happening, and the fixes. And one of the biggest concern is things are just too laggy, and that's being fixed, and there's a lot of promising optimizations being made in that area. Again, this lag that you're seeing right now, it's not like this in the world. It's very, very fluid. It's just the load times, like when you first enter the world, you'll just see a lot of green blocks everywhere, and it takes a little bit, maybe it takes about 10-20 seconds to load in some cases. Something like this took about 1 minute to load for me, maybe a little bit more, and I'm running on a normal day, I downloaded about 5 megabytes a second, so pretty damn fast. Anyway, this is a cool little thing. This was actually a gate here, and this robot lady was inside the gate, and I had to go find an ID card and select the right name, which I've done thanks to CyberMike, who pretty much told me what to do. And it's pretty cool to see some of the, I guess, AI. Oh, this guy was moving before. Is he not moving anymore? Well, he was moving before. It's kind of like moving his gun around and kind of standing guard. And this lady was inside here, and she kind of walked up to me and let me in once I selected the right name. But I think this is a simple yet full of design featured area. It's a train station, so you kind of walk in here, and I think what Mike was experimenting with was just a few things within the build, but you can kind of see the capabilities. So for example, if someone builds, press shift, I can run, so maybe that's better. There's a train, and I think you can hop on the, oh wait, Get in, get in, get in. Get in the train. Get in the train. Am I in the train? Wait. Oh, missed it. Oh well. I think eventually what you'll be able to do is jump in a train, and that train will move, and you can kind of see the lands around you. And that's only that will only be made possible if load times are really fast. So, but it gives you an idea just how some of the transport might work. Maybe you'll have an aeroplane, maybe a hot air balloon, maybe some really cool space, some spaceships, a UFO. I mean, like, it's whatever you want to build, to be honest, to explore the world and see what's up and see what you can build. But just wanted to go through this kind of build to show you, I guess, the realism that is possible within Decentraland. So if I go out here, there is these little, I don't really know what they are, but there's a couple of rooms. You can go in this room. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe you jump in it and it kind of teleports you somewhere. Couple of graphs on the screen. Couple of things here and there. Gives me similar to the escape room that I've done from I believe it's Polygonal Mind, I think. Anyway, that's about it. Yeah, the realism is really cool, and this cyberpunk kind of themed thing, you know, if a lot of people collaborate and build within districts, I think the districts will really start to flourish. You can see this has been built in Battleground District. On the top left, you can see on the map, it says the Battleground. So I think the guys from the Battleground District allowed CyberMike to host his content there. And if you keep running across, you can see other people's parcels. Some guys, I think this might be Peter's, who has built a kind of advertising box type thing. You can see this starts to happen. So this is it needs to load this, right? So this green blocks start to appear, and then it takes some time to load, and there you go, it loads. And again, this is the Battleground District, which is really cool. It's kind of set the ground up to get people to build stuff and deploy kind of games. And I don't really know exactly what type of content they want in here, but it makes sense to have like different games, maybe like a shoot 'em up game. I think Pac-Man or whatever you may have in here. But this district is freaking huge, and I've got land right outside this district. I actually have a 45-piece estate connected to this district, and Dragon City connects the two, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this district is empty but ready to get a lot of stuff deployed, and I think that's the way a lot of these districts are going to go, that people will have to join in, help build the districts to get them, you know, flourishing. And there's plenty of districts to build. You can see here using DCL Plaza's really cool map, where they've kind of marked all the cool spots that people have already built things on the Decentraland map. And if you've got Explorer access, you can just jump on this and click to where you want to go and teleport right there. So this is the battleground that we were just exploring, which you can see is so small. We've literally explored maybe 10%, maybe 25% of the battleground district in the video just before this. And you can see there's just so much more to explore. There's a Genesis Plaza right near it. Decentraland is going to be a massive world, guys, and it's going to really take a lot of people to build it out. And I can see it 2, 3, 5 years in the future, totally built out, everything optimized, looking sweet. And it's a slow progress at the moment, or seemingly slow, but the moment everything is ready for people to come and build in, you know, the hundreds of developers to come and build stuff, it's really going to take off. It's just a matter of time until that happens. That's that about Decentraland in terms of what's happening at the moment. I also wanted to go through, oh yeah, by the way, if you're interested in CyberMike stuff, just wanted to shout out his portfolio. You can follow him on YouTube, check out some of the stuff that he has built. You can hire him as well if you're also building a VR world, or you have a land that you want to build content on. This is his Divine Art, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Don't visit this website often, but he's got a lot of really cool stuff that you can see he has built. And now a lot of these are very familiar if you have been part of the Decentraland Discord. This is a club that he's built for, who was it? I think it's TUSAC to sell. Temptation Club. This is some of the rendering that he's done with another district, I believe. And yeah, really, really cool stuff. So also I wanted to go through the roadmap. So this is available to everyone to check out for Decentraland, and you can see what is in the pipeline for Decentraland in terms of the roadmap. It gets updated every now and then. It's always good to see a project moving forward and making progress, especially in these kind of times where altcoins are, I guess, at an all-time low, and there isn't much confidence in the crypto market. But the projects that have survived and continue to push forward with building and releasing new features and really trying to fulfill their promises. And recently we had this Halloween contest, or a Halloween kind of event, I guess. And this is again on DCL Plaza's website, a blog post they did and covered the Halloween weekend and how it went down. And you can see a lot of people kind of rocked up to it. There was puzzles, there was games, you could compete and win. I think about 3,000 NFT wearables were given out. You know, masks and ties and shirts and pants and shoes and baby sunglasses and all kinds of stuff. And although this might not seem very valuable at the moment, I remember RuneScape, and I don't know if you guys have played RuneScape, but it was kind of a similar kind of world where you jump in and you can, kind of like a very simple version of Second Life. You can jump in and you can become a blacksmith, you can become a warrior, you can become a fisherman, you can become like one of hundreds and hundreds of things, right? You could sell stuff on the market. You can literally go in there and do whatever the hell you want to do. And the interesting thing was there was certain events, like I remember there were party hats that you could buy, wearables, and you could get pink party hats, gold party hats, and these were like 300,000 RuneScape money, which was for me a lot of money back then. And I was like, wow, why the hell are these hats that do absolutely nothing worth this much money? And at the end of the day, it's a prestige thing. Like if you have something that is desired valuable because there's a limited amount of them in a popular world, then that's kind of, it's cool, and people just want to be cool. You know, at the end of the day, you're representing yourself online. So this might not seem like much, but if you got a pumpkin head 3 years from now, then you might be seen or viewed as like one of the early beta testers. So you can see a bunch of people came here, checked it all out. There's a lot of really cool things to do, and I think Decentraland will continue to hold events like this. You got Christmas. You can even get some singers to come in and present, or some speakers, and you can get a lot of people. And I think Decentraland have a really good way of incentivizing by releasing these NFTs and also experimenting with NFTs, how it works, and slowly releasing them in the world. And I know some of the NFTs that I've got, which was one of the first ones they gave out, which was these masks. Whoop. These masks over here, you can customize your avatar, but if I go to accessories and then I click on mask, you can see there's some of the masks that you could have got, and I got 2 of them. There's about 6, and you know, these masks were very early on. Not many of these masks were given out, but they look pretty cool. There's some space for hats and helmets and all kinds of things yet to be released, I'm assuming. But that is the cool part of Decentraland, where we're still building and figuring out what is going to be released, and they're slowly surprising us with stuff to come. So anyway, really quickly, what's happening later, what I'm excited for is next we're going to have an open access beta explorer where pretty much everyone can come in and check it out. It's going to be past the closed beta stage, and everyone that has an avatar can jump in and check it out. And I really hope everyone, that's when we'll start to see a bit more of a critical mass. I think we'll start to see a critical mass once we get really good optimization. Like when you're in there and there's not much lag, everything's loading really well. If it's VR, once it goes VR has been kind of pushed back till they figure out how to get everything running smooth. I believe you can see right here, it's at the bottom, native VR World Explorer released in later. So this might be a year down the track, who knows, but once it's getting closer to people actually jumping in and buying and selling things and actually using the Decentraland, then you might start to see this released. I'm getting a mobile world, so that's here somewhere. Auctioning a land from the dissolved districts. There's still one more land auction, but they're going to be really premium parcels. Native mobile world explorer. So anyway, what's coming up really soon or next is what I'm, I guess, excited for is I guess some optimizations. Use a basic map of places to teleport. Yes, I guess that's kind of what DCL plazas do at the moment. Use interactive smart items in the builder, so you might be able to drag and drop some things from the builder that will kind of maybe walk around your parcels, safeguard, maybe record people, I don't know, take pictures, snapshots, say things. You can add some speech to people. So a bit of AI involved with the drag and drop, which will open the doors up to a lot more really cool creations. And the next is open access beta. Of course, that's really cool. What else do we have? Detect overlapping of player or items with other items. Multiplayer functionality, that'll be really cool. That's going to open the doors up for, I guess, 5-on-5 or 6-on-6, like games where you have to verse people. That'll be really awesome. I play Dota at the moment, which is very popular, and it's probably really popular because you can play 5 versus 5 people, and it's just a lot of fun playing with your colleagues, people that are on your team that you've probably never met before, against other people that you've never met before. But it's like one group versus the other group, so that's going to be really awesome. Once you can start to do that, we're going to see a new genre of games probably released on Decentraland. And then this area here, world map, features popular, trending, and favorite lands. I think this is where people really start to build good experiences and promote them, because that's when they'll be trending, I guess, on the Decentraland page, and you can just jump in and see what's popular and how many people are visiting at the moment. So a lot of really cool stuff happening with Decentraland. I am always happy to see progress and builds like these come out where they just blow me away, and you can kind of see what type of things you can build in Decentraland, because right now your imagination is limited to what you've seen or experienced in the world, but you never know what other people have seen and can build around you. So very cool to see this kind of stuff. Will be interesting to see what we have coming up, but for now this is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, an update on Decentraland, and I will continue to post as I keep figuring out some more interesting stuff with Decentraland. Good luck everyone, and I'll speak to you soon.